Hi there, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm King 5 meteorologist Adam Claybon. Cloudier skies returned today and conditions did cool quite a bit. And this is something we're going to keep around, at least for the next couple of days here as we end off the work week. But then there's a warm up coming in by the weekend and even more so of one heading into next work week, including what we could possibly be seeing here closer to the 4th of July holiday. We'll get into that here, but I did want to show you the rainfall that we saw today out towards the coast. Very limited, only 1/100th of an inch of rain for Quileute and in Hoquiam. Anything else that we saw here across western Washington, if it did fall into the gauge, only trace amounts. You see a lot of zeros popping up there. Tomorrow we should see some higher amounts, not going to be high amounts, but we are going to get some higher chances to move in as we head on into the day for Thursday. Highs today, again, they did come down from where we were back on Tuesday, and we were back below average with a high of 71 degrees out at the airport, 54 for our low. The record back in the year of 2017 coming in at 96 degrees. We do see a warm up into next week, but it's not going to be by that much. Here's a look at what we're expecting here. Next few days, we're going to keep things fairly gloomy and a bit showery, at least into your day on Thursday. We could see a few of them around also heading into more Friday, but additional sunshine coming in for the weekend. It will be more seasonably warm for Saturday and Sunday. Next work week, we get to see a lot more of the 80s around, and for the most part, I'm thinking more low to mid 80s, so nothing extreme, but there are going to be a few spots in a few days that we could see maybe upper 80s, and we'll let you know more about that here coming up. And that will probably not be around for the 4th of July, but we're still going to be in the 80s at that point, and we're expecting to see a good amount of sunshine as that's all going to start up more so late Saturday, heading all the way through most of next work week. It's just the next couple of days that are really calling for more of these 60s and gloomier conditions, and some of those showers too to go along with that. Our Wishka Valley side right here, looking at our SchoolNet site. Time-lapse video showing the clouds moving on through the sky right now here across southwest interior. Out here towards the south coast, Westport. Again, we saw a few light showers move through earlier into the day. Things actually fairly quiet and maybe a bit bright out there as you end off your day. And then up this way towards La Push, again, a little rain earlier on, but a lot of clouds here as we head on into our evening. Tacoma, dark skies looking like they want to produce rainfall. Not much really to report on as we head here into the early part of our evening. This is about 8 o'clock as we're reporting it, but Mount Rainier off to the distance. Can't see it right now, and yesterday we were still able to see at least a silhouette view, but that cloud deck has lowered, and this is coming in with that deeper moisture that we're going to be experiencing here as we go throughout the next couple of days. Everett, cloudy skies, a few glows of sunshine off into the distance, and then here in Seattle, dark skies with those clouds and temperatures in the upper 60s as we are kicking up a little more of that westerly component to our wind, coming in at about 13 miles per hour and more about a southwesterly direction, but it is bringing more of that influence off of the Pacific, which is a cooler air mass. Temperatures will drop down tonight into more the mid to perhaps low 50s. A lot of clouds out there, but looks like we are dry at least for tonight. Into the day tomorrow is when those chances start to pick up. Now, I did mention yesterday we were pretty warm still at this point, but our numbers have come down here by about 4 to 7, closer to 8 degrees in a lot of spots closer to the I-5 corridor. It's out towards the coast where numbers are maybe just slightly warmer, and that's because the cooler air mass was already in place and we did get to see as much sunshine, and at least we got a little here into the latter part of the day out that way towards the coast. Temperatures out towards the coast, upper 50s to low 60s, upper 60s and lower 70s this way as you get closer to the Kitsap Peninsula and parts of Puget Sound. And as we head on into the night, these numbers again will cool back down, but not going to have to worry about too much rain out there as radar is currently quiet. What we do expect is with this system still kind of spinning just off of the British Columbia coast, that's going to help to wrap around some of this moisture, and we'll have little weak disturbances move around this, and this is going to help to bring in that wave of rain towards the middle to more so latter part of the day on Thursday. So for tonight, a lot of clouds still sticking around for us. If we do see anything as far as rain, a sprinkle or two out there, but then the rain starts to come in as we head into more of tomorrow afternoon, and this is at about 4 o'clock tomorrow. You can see tomorrow afternoon showing some showers over the Olympic Peninsula, more so mid to late afternoon and maybe even early evening during that commute time here closer to areas around the Kitsap Peninsula and parts of Puget Sound, or really from Seattle northward along the I-5 corridor. That will sweep on through. And we'll see that the shower chances are expected to be in and out of here by about 9 to 10 o'clock tomorrow evening. Now, we are going to see additional rain to come in behind that. And what we do get with this is going to be fairly light stuff. But where we're going to continue to see some of those additional showers, convergence zone activity up this way, Camano and Whidbey Island, northern part of the Kitsap Peninsula, as well as more of Snohomish County. We'll keep that around here as we head into early Friday morning. And then we'll keep the higher chances too if we are going to see anything into more Friday afternoon for Clallam County, San Juan's, up around Skagit and Whatcom County, closer to the Canadian border. Farther south, if we do see anything at that point, probably going to be a patchy area of drizzle or two, but we are keeping a good amount of clouds into the day on Friday. Some clearing towards the afternoon, more of that to come as we head into the weekend, especially towards the latter part of the day on Saturday. So let's talk rainfall totals with this. We're going to see this system move on through areas here near and north of Seattle, Bremerton, and going up closer to the Canadian border, 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of rain. South of there, we could see some light showers. Going to be probably less than 1/10 of an inch, if not just a trace of showers coming through at that point. And then we're going to dry out and head into our warmer stretch of weather that we're going to see. So this is Saturday at about noon, maybe some mountain showers, but we are clearing out towards the tail end of the day there. And then here we are at 10 o'clock heading into Sunday morning. You can see all the clear real estate that we have across this part of the country, across the Pacific Northwest. That storm track going to be heading into southeast Alaska, British Columbia. For us down this way, we're going to see plenty of sunshine to help to warm things up into the first part of next week. Here we are into Monday. You can see still a lot of sunshine. Little weak disturbance going to be moving in up from the coast, and that's going to help to reintroduce at least a few more clouds. We'll keep an eye out if we see any showers with this, but I think generally what we're going to be noticing is that's moving on through, and this is going to be part of what you call a thermal trough. Usually when we get these warm-ups in these areas of high pressure to move in, they do help to create low pressure farther south off of the coast, and they move up and north and again on towards the interior parts of the Pacific Northwest. So that's what's happening there. Looks like by the time we head into Wednesday and then into Thursday, things are clearing out again, and we're going to be seeing those temperatures staying on the warm side as all the active weather even goes even a bit farther north up into areas closer to where you get closer to Anchorage. So yeah, looks like we're going to be dry as we get more into the latter part of next week, which will include the 4th of July. Now I'm going to talk about temperatures here in a second. Actually, I'm going to talk about them right now, but here it is. We go from the 60s into the 70s Saturday and Sunday, and then get into the 80s starting up on Monday. The average high is at 73, so we're going to be quite a bit above that. Now, I was talking about temperatures, I meant for the 4th of July, and this is what we're going to see here. By the 3rd of July, we're at 78. 80 still possible as we head into the 4th of July by next Friday. Check that number out. And then we fall back down to 78 degrees. It's going to be warm, and we do expect it to be maybe a little too warm in a few spots. But I think this is something that's doable for many of us. Not going to be too out of hand with the heat, and we're not talking about record territory as far as any of the heat that's going to be around. But do keep in mind, it's going to be pretty warm at that point. And we are seeing skies that are expected to be sunny as we head on into the latter part of next work week. So this is a very early look at your 4th of July forecast. Hopefully things don't change a whole lot, but we'll keep you updated on that. Lows tonight dropping down between those low to mid 50s, 51 in Port Townsend, 52 in Shelton. We'll top off at about 51 in Quileute and bottom out at around 55 in Bellingham. Then highs tomorrow, top off at 62 in Bellingham, low 60s around Orcas Island, and Anacortes getting up to 61 degrees. We'll top off around more of the lower 60s around Arlington, Granite Falls at 63 degrees, 64 in Monroe, 62 in Cookeville, getting up to 60 degrees in Oak Harbor. More mid-60s down this way around Kingston, Paulsbo, Bainbridge Island getting up to 64, 67 expected in Renton. Maple Valley will get up to 65 degrees, Enumclaw topping off at 65. Upper 60s around Tacoma. Belfair actually getting more so into the mid-60s, will be just shy of 70. And Puyallup, Tenino topping off at 65 degrees. Highs reaching the mid to upper 60s between Centralia down to Longview, and then over towards the coast. Probably seeing a bit more 50s along the immediate coastline. You get a little farther inland, and we get up to the 60-degree mark around Hump Tulips and in Hoquiam. 61 for the whole rainforest, and then we'll top off at about 59 in Lake Crescent. Hey, Port Angeles will top off at about 60 degrees for you just east of there. I think Swim will also be in the low 60s. Here's your 7-day forecast. We only got a couple of more days that will deal with the cooler weather, and then things will start to warm up. Most of the rain chances again towards the middle and latter part of the day on Thursday here from areas near and north of I-90, and we'll see temperatures topping off more so in the mid-70s throughout the day on Saturday and Sunday, getting up closer to 80, with more 80s really expected as we head into this warm stretch of weather heading into next week.